back to my channel. Today I'll be continuing What If Naruto Had the Powers of a God of Destruction. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. We open this part with Naruto and Sasuke like basically talking. Naruto ends up seeing the thing on Sasuke's neck, and he kind of just asks him like casually, like, what are you planning on doing with that? Like, you gonna get it taken off? And Sasuke, you know, he has that animosity towards Naruto because of his power. So he not really trying to explain what he gonna do with it. He basically just shrugs it off like, I don't know yet. And Naruto tells him, like, you know, whatever you do, just make sure it's not something that makes you as a, like, don't change yourself for everybody else, as he's referring as into Orochimaru. Or when he leaves the Leaf Village, any information that he gets, he basically makes Sasuke promise that any information that he gets on the Leaf Village after he leaves, if he does leave, he cannot change his ideals. And this kind of pisses Sasuke off, but at the same time, there's not really much he could do about said situation anyway. So he basically just agrees. And come that night, Sasuke disappears, and Jiraiya ends up getting a note telling him that he has to come back to the Leaf Village to look after not Sasuke but Naruto, and you know, just basically he needs to reconnect with Naruto. So Jiraiya, after getting this message, he goes back to the Leaf Village, and he sees where Naruto, like, he didn't find Naruto specifically. He knew where Naruto was supposed to be, which was at his house. But when he got to Naruto's house and he walked in, he saw that it was clean, but there was nothing but like ramen and some other stuff there. Like, there was no genuine food here. So he gets mad, like real mad, because as far as he's aware of, when he looks in Naruto's fridge and everything, all he's seeing is milk and like microwavable ramen, like quick ramen. So like Jiraiya, he kind of like tries to hold his composure, like he tries to hold himself together, and he starts trying to like leave Naruto's house. But when he turns around, he sees Naruto standing there, and Naruto's like, yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it, how the Leaf Village, like how the Hokage thinks that this is actually supposed to sustain me. And Jiraiya was like, I wasn't aware, like I didn't know this is like your situation was this bad. And Naruto kind of laughs it off, and he's like, how would you know? It's not like you were here. And that kind of like hurt Jiraiya, because it's not like he didn't want to be there, it's just he had other things he needed to do. So as he tries to explain this to Naruto tells him, like, there's no need to explain, like, you weren't here, you didn't do this, I don't have any animosity toward you, that's not the point. The point is that you're here now. And Jiraiya, like, before he even continues the conversation, he asks Naruto, how do you know like who I am? And Naruto basically tells him, like, I've done my research, I'm not the kid that you were expecting. I'm way smarter, faster, and probably stronger than the majority of the shinobi that you know. And like Jiraiya, hearing this, he tells Naruto, like, he basically shows Naruto the paper, and he's like, I gotta gauge your strength. And Naruto, like, he read majority of it, so he also sees that Hiruzen is somewhat starting to view him as a threat. So, you know, he didn't no, I'm not gonna say he showed Naruto the paper, because then that would, you know, I don't think. Yeah, anyway, so that's basically what happened. He tells Naruto that he has to gauge his strength. They go to a training ground, a remote training ground, and they start fighting. And Jiraiya notices that Naruto isn't using any jutsus. Naruto's fast and strong, sure, but he's not using any jutsus. So they stop mid-fight, and Jiraiya asks him, like, why aren't you using any like jutsus? And like Naruto basically tells him, this is the only like ability, like this is the only jutsu quotation mark that I could use. And he opens up his hand, and this little purple ball forms, and Jiraiya goes to try to like not touch it, but like get near it. But Naruto tells him, like, you shouldn't really try to get that close. Nobody really should try to get that close. And Naruto releases it, and it goes flying into a tree, and the whole tree disappears. And Jiraiya, he's stuck just standing there, because the tree was just there. Now, it's not like they don't have abilities that can do things like that, like, you know, just completely burn down an entire forest or get rid of something. It's just the fact that Naruto didn't have to weave a hand sign and didn't look that strong, and it completely got rid of the tree. Like, there are no roots to the tree or anything. Like, the entire tree is gone. So, yeah, Naruto basically tells him, like, see, really wouldn't get that close. And Jiraiya's in his head like, I hope this isn't like something that's based on your mood. And like, before he could even stop himself from saying it, he said it out loud. And Naruto basically tells him like, nah, it's not based on my mood. I have complete control over what I can do. And like, for a brief moment, Naruto like activates his he powers completely up, and Jiraiya can feel the pure energy coming off of Naruto, because they can't sense ki. So at the most they can do is sense the energy or the pressure coming off of Naruto. So yeah, he basically like confirms what Hiruzen was talking about. Like, Naruto could definitely become a threat one day, and a very strong one at that. Like, Naruto has the potential to rival Madara when it comes to threat level. And this is just Naruto's kid. Like, this is Naruto as like a kid, 12, 13 type, you know? So after like they coming back to the Leaf Village, Jiraiya kind of notices that a whole bunch of like shinobi are like kind of scattering around the forest, looking for someone, it seems. And Naruto not really like caring. He's walking, and like Naruto just out the blue tells him like they're not gonna find him. And Jiraiya stops and looks at Naruto like, find who? And Naruto's like, Sasuke, he left. And Jiraiya tells him what, like he asks him like, what do you mean he left? And Naruto basically tells Jiraiya that they had a whole conversation. He made Naruto promise him that he wasn't gonna change his ideals, and the moment that he did, Naruto could hunt him down and get rid of him. And like Jiraiya basically tells him like, how do you plan on finding Sasuke if he does change his ideals? And Naruto looks at him and was like, trust me, you don't want to know. I have ways. And Naruto at this point, he doesn't even know how he's gonna get to Sasuke, but he knows that Orochimaru is someone that he hates with a burning passion. So he feels like if he could find one of Orochimaru's hideouts, he could somewhat find at least a little bit of information on the next hideout that he has, and the next, and basically go on from that. That's what Naruto's thinking in his head. But like Jiraiya basically tells him like, we have to go to the Hokage to tell him. And Naruto, he basically shrugs his shoulders and was like, come on, let's go, I guess. And not like Jiraiya looking at Naruto, he's like, why does he think this is such a small, like, this is something, like, this is very important, Naruto. And as they're walking toward the Leaf Village, Jiraiya is basically just berating Naruto. Like, he doesn't like the fact that Naruto's so nonchalant about majority of everything, or he's either really nonchalant, a smartass, or he's really mean. There's no in between. So like he's like asking Naruto about like his personality and why, like how he get here, like to this point of his personality, Naruto basically just tells him like, this is what I do, and I'm not going to change just because one of my friends are gone. I know what my friend is capable of. I know he can defend himself. Why would I be upset if he left? And Jiraiya basically tells him like, you know Orochimaru's a Sannin, right? In a very powerful one at that. He's been alive way longer. Well, not way longer, but he's been alive for a decent amount of time, even when he was supposed to die. And this catches Naruto's attention because in like something in the back of Naruto's like head it feels like he shouldn't let that continue. So he basically tells Jiraiya like, if he ever runs into Orochimaru, that'll be the end for him. Like, that'll be it. And when they finally get to the Hokage's office, Hiruzen basically assigns them to the team that's supposed to be going to find Sasuke. And Sasuke at this point, they don't have that fight in the woods where the Sound Four end up getting captured. Since Naruto didn't tell anybody, and they didn't find out until later on that day, they are already in a hideout. So when the parts that they're looking, like where they would have been, they're not. So Yeah. After like Hiruzen assigns them to the team, he basically tells them like, y'all have a little bit of time to basically go find a certain amount of people. And Jiraiya basically tells Naruto that he already has their third person for their team. And Naruto, he was like, okay, and who would it be? And Jiraiya was like, Tsunade. And Hiruzen like looks at Jiraiya and was like, why? Like, you know, she's not even in this like the right type of mindset to be doing this type of mission anyway. And Naruto basically starts walking out the doors. Jiraiya and Hiruzen basically not arguing, but you know, they're going tit for tat. You know, she'd be perfect for this mission. You know, she really wouldn't be because, you know, she's drunk at this point now. And by the time Jiraiya catches up with Naruto, Naruto isn't out of the Leaf Village, but he was basically at the gate. And Naruto basically asks him like, where are we going now? And Jiraiya names this weird town. And this is where I'm gonna end this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi.